Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to this game's tutorial. Today we implement a little bit more colors. Last time we made this really small and ugly looking icon. Today we're gonna keep making ugly looking icons, but this time with the loots. And I forgot this one. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go fix it. But yeah, we're gonna make loot icon and also these little icons up here. They're still placeholder, but at least we have all the base for that. And we create this kind of texture. Don't judge my drawing, please. Anyway guys, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so today we said that we're going to be going as fast as possible and we're simply going to duplicate some of the stuff we have. So I invite you to just tag along and right click on your PSD folder. We are going to do show in Explorer. Now this is what we get. We open the PSD file, not double click, sorry, you're gonna copy and paste this stats icon thing only once. And then what you are going to do is take that you copy, and this is going to be the loot icon. And if you didn't guess it already with the preview and what I just did, we are going to be doing the loot. So let me just turn that on really quickly. And if you guys remember, what we have as loot is 13 different loots. So right here we have 8. We are going to go ahead and just duplicate a few of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's duplicate 4 by hitting Control and J while having a selection, and then we're going to hit Control T, move it down right about there. So right now we have 6, 12. We're missing only 1. Let me just center this really quickly. Like I said, I'm trying to go as fast as possible because we already been through that. And here we go. Now, something that would be really cool to do, and I should have done it before, you know what? I'm actually going to delete all of that. Something we should do is actually change the pattern a little bit. You know how we have this frame? This frame should only be for the stats. And I'm sorry I just took you the whole making of this and I just deleted everything. But yeah, let's actually have a different thing for the items. And now, of course, this is the part where we get creative and we try to do something that makes a little bit sense. So I'm gonna go up here, add this selection. We're going to go back to an actual rounded square. And how do we go about doing this? I'm simply going to do something of the sort. And if I toggle everything off, this is the result I get. So, right. So I basically just made another square. So what I'd like to do with the icons, the actual icons, is maybe create another gradient inside of that. So I'll be removing all the other layers, if they allow me to, so delete layers. And here is what we are going to be doing. We are going to be duplicating that, so Control J, and then I will make this a gradient from the center. Gradient, sorry. So choose gradient. It is going to be a radial gradient. Start from the very center. I don't know if this looks centered to me. And we are going to be changing the color of that for the loot. So what color would be good for the loot? Maybe this one. Some kind of... If we alter the color of this a little bit, I think we could get something decent. And then let's hit that. Let's go under the stroke. Change the stroke color. We are going to go for a nice white-ish color like that. Put the opacity back on 100. And we're just gonna make the color, the gradient color, a little bit more light. And it's really, like I said, it's really up to you. It is something that your brain, hopefully you have a creative brain and you can figure that out on your own. Now, obviously, I'm not the best at this, as you can tell. We can put rainbows if you wish. But we're simply going to find something that fits your game, depending on which art style you are going for, obviously. I'm gonna go with this one. It's a simple thing, and whenever I'm ready, I can actually go ahead and just start drawing inside of that. So, for rock, you could be drawing this kind of shape, and this would be a rock. Now, obviously, this is not the best rock you've seen, but you get the idea. So that's the rocks. And let's go ahead and duplicate that frame. So we get a total of 13. So I'll duplicate it once, move it to the center over here. And then again, remember the keybind. The keybind are quite simple. You're gonna hit Control and J for duplicate, and then Control and T to move it around. And when I move it around, I'm actually holding Shift, so it snaps to the angles, not to the angles, to the axis. And as long as it is centered in your guide, you should be fine. Right, so duplicate this once more, move it about here, and another time. This is literally the best icon you've seen. I keep saying that about all my art, so I'm really proud of what I'm doing right here. You guys should definitely learn from my art style. And here we go. So where is our first one? That's our first one up here. The second one is... Oops. Try not to get mixed up in your folders like I am. The good thing to do would be to rename those. So I'll actually go ahead and do that. And I will pause the video so you don't have to actually have me doing this live. And here we go. So they've all been renamed in my folder over here. And I'll also take a moment, since I have this editing magic and I can do that. It's legal for me to do that. I'll go ahead and just make a nice drawing for every single one of those. So again, I'll pause the video and I will be right back in a moment. Alright, so very wonderful. I've got an icon for every single one of my loads. This is literally the best thing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and once we have this, whatever it is, we are going to go ahead and just save this PSD file. Now make sure you save it at, well, I mean, if you duplicate it, you're pretty much just going to save it inside of your Unity asset folder, which is exactly what we want. So loot icon over here, don't overwrite stats icon. That is really important. We need to come back to it at one point. And you're gonna hit File, Save As. We are going to save this as a PNG, just like we did for the icons last episode. We're gonna go under UI and do loot icon. And let's quickly go integrate that inside of our game. So here is the game. And we can go ahead and just start working on this a little bit. So you see the stats icon, sorry, not the stats icon, the loot icon under UI. Make sure you don't take the PSD folder, make sure you take the one that is inside the UI folder. Choose this one, go under sprite, multiple sprite, open up the sprite editor again, and we are going to slice this. Now, we are going to slice this grid by cell size. We do a 256 by 256, I believe. And we just go ahead and slice. And I lied, it's not a 256 by 256, it is a 128 by 128. That's better than I thought. Okay, so once we have all of these, we are going to go ahead and hit apply and start implementing that in our game. So this is going to be a little bit hard to do with the ones that are inside of the text, but we're going to start by doing the one that are right here. Say in the menu. Do we have any in the menu? I don't think we do have anything in the menu. So let's open up the hub. And in the hub, we probably have something to change here. So let's go ahead and open up the UI root. And we're going to make sure that this menu up here is actually gone. So that's the tower stats menu. I'm going to put the alpha on 0. And let's start with the first one, the share center. There is really nothing we can put in the share center right now, so let's put that on 0. War table, again nothing. Back on 0. The research menu, can we put anything? Now, this is where I get a little bit confused. We should be able to put it in here, put something in here, but what is going to end up happening is we have these things right here. Those are pretty much going to be, you know, the background plus the actual icon on top of it. Now, once we go ahead and we make those real icons, let's say a real log icon, we're going to be having them just on top of this very thing. But we're also going to have a smaller, other PSD sheet, or PNG sheet, my bad. And we can just have a small icon of that, a small tooltip of that. So, if we go back here, research menu, it really has nothing we can do right now because we don't have these little icons I just mentioned. If we go under the loot menu now, of course, there is a lot of things to change in here. And we're going to start right away. So the first one being, if we go under the loot menu, we are going to choose the loot panel, loot list. The first one, that's rock. Let's open it up. The loot icon is now rock. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't this the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? So of course, in the final icon, the rock text down here is not going to be there. It's simply going to be a rock icon, and next to it is going to be the name of that stat. Right, I actually like the color of that more than I thought I would. Um, it's gonna change the whole palette, but hey, who cares? Alright, let's go under the next one. And we just keep doing that until all the wonderful loots are applied. This is just magic. It's like Christmas. Alright, so again, I'm not going to make you bear through that, so I will pause the video, and whenever this is completed, I will resume it. Alright, so I'm pretty much done here. Of course, I can't scroll down and actually show you the whole thing because that's how the loot menu is made. I'll actually put that back on 0. Now the ability, of course, nothing can be used in there, so we're pretty much done here. Let's go ahead and open up the game scene, and again, same thing as last time. We are going to go under the currency tab, which is somewhere... Is it here? Oh, it's in the bottom UI and then the currency panel, so let's open it up. And this is where we do the rest of these change. Now, of course, they're still in the same exact order, so you don't really need to worry about this. And we can simply go ahead and just start putting our wonderful icons in there in the same exact order again that we've made them. And then, of course, I'm going to say this again, but I hope you have your own art style. I hope you have your own thing. It's not that I mind that you make something similar to that. It's just that it might not look as cool in the end. So hopefully if you watch a preview of this whole tutorial at the very beginning, you can see what is the final result going to be, and maybe you can imagine it in your own way, some kind of reskin of the game or something of the sort. Now, of course, if you want to make it as ugly as mine, that's up to you, but I mean, if you're gonna spend that much time on this tutorial, then I hope you can actually be proud of, you know, whatever you've made. And since I'm actually talking about the whole game right now, I'm going to say it right here, and it's actually on the video, because people have been asking, do I get like any copyright on this? I don't. I really don't. You guys been following the tutorial. You guys been making this on your own. Of course, you've been using, I guess, this kind of help, but it's yours. I'm not even attached to that, and I'm just like some kind of reference. So if you want to go ahead and make like this game and sell it, you're free to do so. Yeah. So let's have a look right now at what we have, and this is just wonderful. And as you can tell, I missed on the fox here. Ah, okay, right. But we start having some icons in here. We also have icons for the tower stats, and it's starting to look like a little bit something. Right here, as you can tell, the icons are really small, but hey, that's the life I chose. And if we go under currency, same thing goes up here. Now, that's it, actually. That's all we need to replace right here. And now something I'm realizing right now, and I'm kind of lucky because I didn't really count it beforehand, but I have 3 spots left, basically, on this sheet. And I do not plan on having any more loots than that, so that's the maximum amount of loots I want to have forever. 13 sounds just fine to me. What I could do right here is actually make 3 new entries at the very end of this texture to actually cover the diamonds, the magic bricks, and also the gold. And that's what I think I'll be doing right away, so I will quickly duplicate the unicorn 3 times. This is now, this is going to be gold, this is going to be the, magic brick. And this is going to be something else. What is the next one? That's diamonds, of course. So move them all on this side. I'll re-enable the background so I can actually see what's going on. And I'm actually going to put a different background for every single one of them. So of course, you go ahead and you just be creative on your own. You find out what looks good. I will quickly make something, and I will be back to you guys in a moment. So I've basically just put 3 different colors in there, and whenever I do have the icons that goes in there, I will put them, and I will also replace this whole thing. But yep, let's go ahead and save this again. Make sure you actually toggle off the background, because whenever you export to Unity, you do not need to have any background. In fact, you do not want to have one, because you need that alpha to blend with the background. So let's make sure we override the loot icon and not the stats icon. And here we are. So we are back in the game. We are quickly going to go under game, click on this, and change the diamond image for nothing, because we don't have anything yet. Let's go back under UI, loot icon, and open up the sprite editor. We're going to slice this again using grid by cell size, 128 by 128. Hit slice, and we are now back in business. So hit apply, and finally we can go ahead and just put that in here. So diamond image is this one, the magic brick image is that one, And if we just keep going over here, the gold image is the gold looking one. And we have some more colors in here again. So guys, that is going to be pretty much it for this episode. I know, like I said, I'm not doing the final art just yet, but that's something I'll be doing on my own whenever I do have like a full time, and I'm not going to take you through the whole drawing things like super pointedly because I suck at that. And I'll probably use some help. So yeah, and at least now you have the base, you can actually make something out of this. And like I said, just try to think of a global view of this game. Just try to actually project it in the future of how it is going to be looking like. And maybe you can apply your own set of rules in terms of colors, in terms of brand direction, basically. And that is going to be pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you liked this video. I tried to make it fast, and I tried to cut as much as possible, so you might actually go ahead and just do stuff on your own a little bit, start developing that artistic side of yours. And yeah. So, like I said, if you did enjoy, please leave me a like. Really appreciate that. If you have any comment or question, you can leave them in the comment section below. And I'll try to do more Photoshop stuff really soon on the channel. But yeah, if you'd like to support me, please check out the Patreon. There's also rewards on there that you can use for game development purposes, I guess. And support me, basically. So guys, once more, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.